Hello, welcome to the Elland Road Roundup. It's the funniest Leeds United-based weekly comedy show on the internet that I'm aware of anyway. I'm Rob Mulholland, and this is the week's Leeds United news. First this week, we found out that the San Francisco 49ers had increased their ownership stake of Leeds United to 44%, which must drive them fucking mental that they couldn't get that 5% more. One day. Frankly, I have absolutely no idea how to react to this news. One of the absolute worst things about being a modern football fan is the requirement to also learn about corporate finances. I just care about watching football. I love the game. I don't want to have to learn about fucking amortization and what a leveraged buyout is, but thanks to football, I fucking know. Thanks to this game, I know loads about world geography and flags and stuff like that. I didn't also want to learn about corporate economics. It's boring. But, as billionaire conglomerates go, they seem relatively benign, which is, I think, about as good as you can hope for as a modern Premier League side. At least we're not funding the purchase of a new centre-back with the blood of the Russian people. No, all our nice owners do is use their unjustly large amount of wealth in order to extract even more cash from absolutely everyone else on Earth by using up all of the world's resources and exploiting every single institution that we know and love. Much better. But as far as I'm concerned, they can pile up as much gold as they want in their cavernous lair. As long as they don't redesign the badge or move us away from Elland Road, and if they stop touring genocidal nations, then to be honest, we'll be cool. Go Niners! There was some slightly sad news this week as Leeds United legend Luke Varney announced his retirement. Now, to be clear, I don't mean legend here in a good way, I mean it more in the way of don't go in there, there's a legendary monster that will bum you to death. And he's fucking shit at football. To be honest, it was kind of a shock to find out he was still playing. It's like when you get told that someone dead old has died and you already thought they went years ago and you've got to try and act surprised. Like, they've gone, have they? Oh, I definitely didn't think they died in the 80s. To be fair to Luke, he's an inspirational figure overcoming the adversity of being born a 60% forehead and then forging a career in a sport that he was actively very bad at. I miss him every goddamn day. I give everything I have, just to watch him spoon one more incredibly easy chance over the bar somehow. Luke. As we're heading towards Sunday's clash with Leicester, or showdown, or tussle, or, insert football cliche there. Former Leeds player and certified son of a cunt, Kasper piped up with some absolute whiny bollocks. The precious little fanny was complaining that apparently Leeds fans had never taken to him while he was playing for us and had been very mean and hadn't accepted him just because his dad is a big scum bastard. Meh. But the thing is, that isn't true. The first game he played for us, we all sung "Your dad's a cunt but you're alright" to welcome him in. And then after that, we treated him like any other player. I generally thought he was quite good. I was disappointed when we sold him and wasn't that surprised when he went on to do bigger and better things. And every time he came back to Elland Road, he got a little round of applause. I don't think he was treated badly at all. I don't know where he's fucking coming from with that. Of course, though, the Elland Road crowd are a very sensitive bunch and are highly attuned to issues of men's mental health. So upon hearing of poor little Kasper's evident emotional distress, proceeded to roast him like a fucking turkey for 90 minutes. The daft bastard. What was he expecting? Like, I bet at whichever poncy little private school that twat went to, on his first day there, he went right up to the biggest, meanest kid on the playground and was like, "Excuse me, when you say those nasty words to me, it makes me feel very sad, and then I cry and I wee myself a little bit, and that isn't what you wanted, is it? To make me cry and wee on myself? What is funny about that? There is nothing funny about my poor little pissy wed self, so leave me alone." That should be that. In the run-up to the game, there was also slightly less pathetic news out of the Leicester camp. With their manager, Brendan Rodgers, a man who looks like if you took the dad from the TV sitcom Dinosaurs and gave him a spray tan, revealed that after failing to qualify for the Champions League, he was consoled by a few hours talking to none other than Marcelo Bielsa. Bielsa had gone to visit Leicester to check out their facilities, invited this time, and apparently that chat with Bielsa really comforted him. And why wouldn't it? I don't think there is a disappointment this universe could bestow upon me that a little chat with Bielsa couldn't sort right out. Could fail to get it up for shagging Jennifer Lawrence, and after a 5-minute chat with Bielsa, I'd forget all about me blue balls. We'll get back to the video when that gets to there. If you're enjoying this, head over to patreon.com/Rob Mulholland to support me from as little as £1 a month. You get all of these videos totally ad-free, plus some little extra exclusives whenever I get round to them, and you get your name in the credits at the end, so I could say thank you for being a good egg. Catch me every week on the Damn Daniel podcast. Make sure you follow me on Twitter @Rob Mulholland, like and subscribe to this channel and my comedy channel, which is just called Rob Mulholland Comedy. There's a link below. Give it a click. Check out my very funny comedy videos. Right, back to it. When the game rolled round, Leeds took to the pitch with a very unfamiliar look, with Pascal Struijk filling in at left back and doing a fucking magnificent job, as he always does, that big sexy pirate bastard. And in midfield, yep, you heard it right, Leeds United had a fucking midfield, was the resurrected Adam Forshaw. Now, I would never be so crass as to suggest that Adam Forshaw is in any way like Jesus. He's obviously much better. I mean, Jesus only came back after 3 days. Adam Forshaw was out for 799. And when Jesus came back, he just fucked off right to heaven. Adam Forshaw won man of the pissing match. He was properly incredible. It was so good to watch. He was everywhere, spraying passes, making tackles, pressing with furious intent, getting right stuck in, and also some little mazy shimmying runs through the midfield. He had everything, and also he stayed in midfield. He gave us so much more balance and control. Oh, it was good to have him back. It was a timely reminder that a few weeks ago, when we were all grumbling and miserable, complaining about the amount of injuries that we had for the Southampton game and how all of those injuries were basically our best players, in that list, I, as well as most of us, forgot to include Adam Forshaw, who was, lest we forget, the player that Bielsa most highly rated when he arrived at Leeds. It's a beautiful story of a man overcoming the odds and working hard to achieve what he truly wants. Like, the level of performance he put out was absolutely unbelievable. And if he can manage to keep both legs attached, we have solved our midfield dilemma. I think we've all got some walking back to do when it comes to Radrizzani saying that Adam Forshaw would be the midfield signing that we needed. Shouts to Ellie Bay on Twitter for that meme. It's fucking hilarious. Go follow her @ELLUFC on Twitter. And whilst you're there, follow me @Rob Mulholland. Go on, treat yourself. This was a performance that we needed badly. Leicester are a very good side, and we were much better. The press was back, thanks in no part to Dan James, who played like he was possessed. Unfortunately, he played like he was possessed by the ghost of shit shooting, but still, we got a real glimpse at why Bielsa rates him so highly and thinks he's going to be perfect for this system. He was such a fucking nuisance to play against and showed some real glimpses that he's going to be a proper player for us. The passing triangles were back, thanks to Adam Forshaw. Bielsa ball was back. It was, I imagine, a very entertaining game for the neutrals, and as such gave all of us Leeds fans fucking heart palpitations. And ultimately it was one of those where Leeds didn't quite get the rewards for a very impressive performance, like when Samuel L. Jackson didn't win an Oscar for Pulp Fiction. Mental. Leeds started on the front foot and immediately took control. But Leicester are dangerous and only need half a chance to punish you. And after watching the game for about 2 minutes, you could tell that this was not going to end goalless. But apart from 1 minute of the game, it was. And just like the game against Norwich last week, once we'd gone ahead, we had another crazy swing right round. First, Rafinha whipped in a free kick into a dangerous area that ended up going all the way through and into the back of the net past a visibly weeping Kasper. I'm not sure if where Rafinha put the ball is technically the corridor of uncertainty, but it was certainly at least in the hallway of confusion. Then, a full 73 seconds later, including celebrations, VAR checks and restarting the game, Leicester had equalised with Harvey Barnes scoring an absolute wonder goal. For reference, the sentence that I am currently saying right now is longer than it took from them restarting the game by taking the kick-off to them scoring the goal. Rafinha was rightfully fuming at conceding that lead, and a couple of minutes later, when the ball went out of play and into the stands, he got even more angry at someone in the crowd not getting the ball back to him quick enough, and they got one of these rage-filled tap-on-the-head wake-up motions. Like, poor fucker probably had to put his pie and his programme down before he chucked the ball back to this seething Brazilian. Despite our general dominance, it was starting to feel like this was going to be another one of those days, as we didn't take our chances and we started to get worried that they were going to nick something at the other end somehow. We were missing chance after chance. Rodrigo missed an absolute beaut of a chance late in the game that I think was probably harder than it first seemed with it dropping out of the sky, but still it was annoying. But the miss of the match had to go to Jack Harrison, who managed to knee the ball over the bar from about 2 yards out in a way that I will never fully be able to explain. It was an incredible chance. It seemed impossible to miss. It was, for a brief second, just like having him back. And after being so wasteful, the seemingly inevitable seemingly happened as Ademola Lookman bundled in from a corner. Then, thankfully, VAR took another Lookman and ruled it out for offside. And may I just say, once again, as I always have, what a wonderful addition to the game VAR truly has been. Around this time, the Leicester fans started singing "Champions of England, you'll never sing that," as if we haven't won the title 3 times as often as they have. 3 times. We've won it 3 times, they've won it 1. Football didn't start with the Premier League, you fucking children. But I think they might have cottoned on to that fact, as then they switched it up to 30 years you've won fuck all. Which again, not true. It's the Championship fuck all, is it? Because we won that like 2 years ago. And I don't know if you've heard of a little thing called the FIFA Fair Play Award. Fucking won that. Also, Eyebrows of the Year. Smashed it. As the game wore on, Leicester displayed the wealth of options on their bench by bringing on Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. That's right, Leicester are so rich they can bring on National Trust stately homes to play for them. I am not having it that Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall is a footballer's name. It's a wedding venue, and I will not be persuaded different. And there was a lovely bit of old-school management from Bielsa as he brought on the big lad Charlie Cresswell to see out the game and protect Adam Forshaw. Here, go smash that cunt over there. Right at the death, Kaglar Soyuncu tried to win the game for Leicester with a dive so extravagant it would have got you booted out of the local leisure centre. Soyuncu, of course, is the only player who helpfully has his name written on his shirt in both English and Morse code. In researching this video, I found out that that is absolutely not how you say his name at all. It's in fact pronounced Chala Soyuncu. And I don't know about you, but saying that makes me want to hold my baby up above the Serengeti. Chala Soyuncu Bagiti Baba. And at the final whistle, Rafinha was raging because nothing except a 10-0 win will ever satisfy that man, and even then I think he'll be happy for about 10 seconds, which, you know, would be enough time for an opponent to equalise against us on current form. But the fans, in general, we left very pleased with a good performance. Last week, we were depressed after beating Norwich. This week, we're delighted after drawing with Leicester. This is what life's like under Bielsa. Up is down, black is white, winning's bad, drawing's great. Nothing makes any sense and it's fucking brilliant. It was very pleasing to see that we're going in the right direction now. Players are coming back in from injury. We've got another couple of weeks to try and patch up a few more. I think we're going to fly from here. Performances are generally raising, and that point lifted us out of the relegation mire and into the comfortable embrace of lower mid-table, where I think we'll cuddle up and get comfy for a while. International break now, so I'll be back with something a little different next week. Thank you very much for watching, especially my Patrons. We'll see you soon. Marching on together. Like. Just realised how much I was saying like. Oh my god, I do say so much. Fuck.